The 2023 average salary for this job is estimated to be $225,000. That's fantastic, but welcome back to another video. My name is Preston. I'm a professional recruiter in the technology industry. So today's video is going to be all about the best paying jobs of 2023 and how to find them. If you've been following the news lately, you'll notice how layoffs are practically everywhere. Big companies, especially tech giants like Microsoft, are having historically high number of layoffs, more than I've ever seen before in my entire career. A lot of experts have pointed out the mass hiring and overly optimistic growth of 2020 as the main culprits, but the actual details are still kind of murky. Either way, mass layoffs are going to mean a lot of people are looking for new jobs. Naturally, they're going to look for something that either pays similar or ideally more than their previous jobs. As recruiters, these are things we definitely need to consider. Salary and salary negotiation are a big part of the hiring process. Knowing a candidate's previous salary and trying to match it up with something comparable in terms of employers is something we spend a great deal of time and care on. So if you're someone who was laid off recently looking to switch or advance careers, or just looking for a career in a well-paying field, this video is for you, so make sure you keep watching. And before we dive into the list of the best paying jobs, please don't forget to support a fellow recruiter. Please give us a like, subscribe, click that bell, it really means a lot. Data scientist. So data scientists are definitely in high demand this year, and for good reason. The amount of data and information coming our way has been growing exponentially. There is literally more data than we can handle. As a data scientist, you'll be working with cutting-edge tech like machine learning, artificial intelligence, and big data platforms that analyze text, images, audio, and video. You also may be involved in developing new products and services, improving company operations, and making strategic business decisions. Data scientists are also going to need really strong communication and problem-solving skills. You'll need to be able to communicate their findings and recommendations to non-technical stakeholders, which honestly might be harder than the actual work you have to do. For tech guys, quickly communicating with each other and their teams is usually pretty straightforward. Explaining how things work and how it will help people who have zero knowledge of the subject is quite literally a talent. Maybe that's why their salaries are so high. But if you're able to analyze data, but also a good communicator and work well with teams, you'll kill it here. And salary? The salary for data scientists can vary depending on factors such as location, industry, and experience levels. But you can generally expect 6 figures, with some senior roles even earning perhaps 7 figures. Many companies offer generous benefit packages, including health insurance, retirement plans, and paid time off. Some companies also offer flexible working arrangements, such as the ability to work from home or to have a flexible schedule. Working from home is definitely going to be the new normal, especially for jobs in tech. So if that's a perk you're interested in, tech might be for you. Some of you might be thinking, okay, so data scientist sounds really nice, but I don't have a background in tech or the credentials needed to land a position like this. And here's the thing, I totally understand. So for this next one, I'm going to show you a job in tech that doesn't even require you to have a degree. Software developer quality assurance analyst. This is definitely a more fancy sounding title. This job is basically going to require you to look for bugs and errors in all types of different software. The need for jobs like this has been growing like crazy lately, and many are finding themselves with high 5-figure or even 6-figure starting salaries. The nature of this job means that you can work remotely from your laptop. Many are taking advantage of this opportunity and earning their high salary, but living somewhere that has lower cost of living. I remember one guy, in fact, early 20s, he got a job during manual QA for Tesla, and he started with a $115,000 salary. To top it off, he chose to live in Mexico by the beach. Not bad if you ask me. Now, before you get too excited and think that you'll be earning 6 figures, drinking margaritas on the beach, realize that cases like this are more the exception than the rule. It doesn't mean it's not possible though. QA essentially comes in 2 varieties, manual and automated. As the name suggests, manual involves a more hands-on approach that brings people on board to act as bug testers. It usually does cost more, but it is useful for catching things that AI or other automated software might miss. Every tech company uses specialists like this, who test out things like user interface, UI, user experience or UX, and other functionalities of their program or site. Literally every web page, app on your phone, streaming services, etc. has passed before the eyes of a manual quality assurance specialist. For automated, it's a bit different. The person they hire will be in charge of making sure the automated process goes smoothly, and they probably will still have to manually review it at the end, but spend less hours doing so naturally. Automated QA is useful for things like load testing or repeated execution testing, which are tasks that are more suited for computers than people. Basically, if it's repetitive, single, but time-consuming, you want to automate it. To become a manual QA tester, you want to make sure that you can accurately mimic a user's experience and be able to really see things like design, interface, and usability from their perspective. You also want to dig deeper into how websites and apps work. So while a background in tech is preferred, it's still not a hard requirement because there are a wealth of online classes and courses you can take to learn about it. For automated QA, you'll definitely want to be proficient at coding and programming because you'll be building scripts that will automate use cases. This is also something that you can learn online nowadays, although many employers might still prefer a degree in computer science. Digital marketer. Digital marketing is a wide field that covers various skills such as SEO, social media management, email marketing, and paid advertising. It's a pretty fast-growing field, with the study by the University of Alabama's Department of Management Information Systems predicting that by 2023, it will be one of the highest paying jobs in America, with over 1 million unfilled positions and a 32% growth in the last 4 years. That is absolutely insane. Very, very rarely do we ever see something like that. With an average salary of around $130,000, spots are still competitive, but with the amount of openings available, you'll definitely be able to find a company that suits you. If you already have sales and advertising experience, there's also the position of marketing manager, which is basically like being a marketer, only you'll be managing a team of marketers as the name implies. This is also something you can move up to after a few years of experience as a marketer. The median salary for this one is around $135,000, and in some places like New York, the average salary is as high as $190,000. This is definitely a field with a lot of upward potential. So marketing, especially the digital variety, is a fairly wide field. You could be managing social media accounts, creating advertising, writing scripts, doing copywriting work, working on an email campaign, optimizing content for search engines. The list goes on and on and on. It's definitely in your best interest to be familiar with these various fields, but honing your craft on one or two so you can rightfully present yourself as an expert and earn that nice salary. SEO, or search engine optimization, is a pretty good one right now, as is anything to do with social media. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, even Facebook are all massive platforms for advertising and consuming content. Don't believe me? Well, where are you watching this video right now? Technology sales executive. Sales is one of those fields where the sky is the limit and underground is the floor. This means how much money you make is really up to you. While the growth in this area has only been around 3% over the last 4 years, that isn't a huge concern when you look at the statistics and see that it's always been growing at a slow but steady rate and will likely continue to do so. The 2023 average salary for this job is estimated to be $225,000. That's fantastic, but it is important to remember that this isn't going to be the case for everyone. One thing that's really important for me is that I don't want to promise anything crazy, create any unrealistic fantasies, or get rich quick schemes here. Those almost never work, and if anything like that does ever happen, it's usually because that candidate had really strong personal connections, or dumb luck, or maybe a combination of both. I do want to be optimistic and share information that will inspire you, but to be truthful about it as well. You'll be responsible for selling to businesses and organizations, working closely to understand their needs and matching them with the right tech products and services. The salary for tech sales executives really can vary greatly, depending on factors like the size of the company, the particular tech sub-industry, and of course the salesperson's experience and performance. But generally, those who work for large, well-established companies earn much more, with some even earning multiple six figures, like I mentioned before. Tech sales executives can also get bonuses and commissions for their sales. These of course vary depending on someone's sales performance, but are often in the tens of thousands and above. This is definitely something important to consider if you're thinking about a career in tech sales. Your salary, commissions, and bonuses might not always be the right every month or year, so make sure that you really have the stomach for that. The particular industry where you do your tech sales can also have a big impact on your salary. Tech salespeople working in the software space tend to earn more than those working in other industries, and often those working in larger metropolitan areas earn more than those working in smaller cities or rural areas. And while the location factor has definitely been the case for a long time, especially for sales jobs that require you to be somewhere in person, the remote work movement is definitely challenging that. A lot of tech sales jobs are going remote, so it's pretty safe to say that location isn't as much of a constraint as it once was, but it still could be a factor. All in all, it can be a challenging but rewarding job that can put you on track to a nicely paying career. With the ever-increasing demands for technology products and services, it is a good career choice for those who are ambitious and have good communication and negotiation skills. So these were going to be my top picks for the best tech jobs in 2023, aside from, you know it, tech tech recruiting. I try to look at not just salaries, but also growth and how likely it is that these jobs will actually be needed in the future. Obviously, I want to exclude anything I think will be obsolete, and with the growing intelligence of AI and automation, a lot of things like data entry, research, and customer service roles could be in real danger. On the flip side, the emergence of automation is going to create new jobs, so definitely keep up to date on that news. Let me know down in the comments if you agree with this short list or if you think there's another job that really needs to be there. Who knows? If there really are a bunch of things that deserve their own video, that might be what we do next. As always, thank you so much for watching, and please consider supporting a fellow recruiter. Give us a like, subscribe, click that bell, really means a lot. Please feel free to follow me at Preston_Park, as I try my best to also post behind the scenes content daily. Thank you so much again, and we'll see you on the next one.